What's up, spectators? Welcome back to an episode of Ace Attorney 6. Last time we left off with Betty and Bonnie about to describe the trick they were supposed to do. So let's go ahead and resume. After our teleportation trick, I went down under stage. When Mr. Rias' body appeared from the coffin on stage, it was time for Betty to do her job in the understage passage. That's right. I used the remote control for the winch connected to the dragon set piece. And made it fall down. And just before the dragon fell, I called Trucy to the backstage so she wouldn't get hurt. After that, the plan was for Mr. Rias to come back to life in front of a panicked Trucy. He was supposed to laugh and fly up and away. That was how it was scripted anyway. But for some reason, he really did turn up dead, so he kinda just stayed on the ground. What kind of sick joke is that? It sounds like a terribly mean-spirited prank to me. The poor defendant was trying to do her magic show. I guess so. Sorry, Trucy. Whatever. It was all the ratings Raj's idea anyway. It sounds like just the kind of thing a guy like him would come up with. This is the prank plan script we got from the ratings, Raja. Dang it, you made us break our contract. Now we won't get paid. But where does this all leave us? Who killed the victim, and when? Yes, exactly. Those are the key questions. If Mr. Rias was only pretending to be dead in the coffin as a part of the prank, then when he was understage, there would still be life within him. And if that is the case, then Betty, who was also understage, may be excluded from our list of suspects. Witness, was the victim alive up until he entered the coffin? Oh well, now that we've spilled the beans, we might as well show you this video. Greetings, viewers, it is I, the great Mr. Rias. We are currently in the middle of Trucy's escape trick. Having snuck through the understage passage undetected, I am now hiding backstage, preparing to play a little prank on Trucy. I'm about to hide in the coffin, which Trucy will stab with her rubber sword. And when the coffin opens, ho-ho, I'll be in it, acting as though I've met my maker. Can you imagine the look on Trucy's face then? Ho-ho, I can hardly wait. He's about to hide in the coffin? It would seem the threads of karmic destiny have led us to the truth. For some reason, it sounds like some kind of like smash track. The victim passed through the understage where Betty DeFam was, and came up into the backstage area. We know this because Mr. Rias appeared to be backstage when he shot the video we saw. It appears that way, yes? And defense, you proposed the following, did you not? What if the victim was killed under the stage before being put into the coffin? But then what about this video? This footage was taken just before Mr. Rias entered the coffin. So does that mean... Yes, it is horrible but true. The tragedy did indeed play out right there on the stage. Went into the coffin where Mr. Rias was hiding. Trucy Wright thrust her blade. Ah. See? Told you so. So are you saying the incident was a tragic accident that happened during a prank? It would be an accident if the accused had no knowledge of the prank beforehand. So let us ask the accused herself, Miss Wright. Did you have prior knowledge of the prank? Just say no, and you're golden. Tell him, Trucy, you didn't know anything about it, right? Of course I didn't. I didn't know a single thing about it. There you go. Still think you can play innocent, do you, in that case? You leave me little choice but to present this piece of evidence. It looks like some sort of note. That's... I found this note in the dressing room after the incident. At the time, I did not understand what it meant, but all is clear to me now. What's this? Bonnie, get the video camera after Mr. Rios comes tumbling out. Let's see, it says, get the video camera after Mr. Rios comes tumbling out. It is a note signed by the accused, instructing Bonnie to collect Mr. Rios' video camera from him, it seems. More carbon copy magic, probably. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense. I found it in the dressing room before the show. When I saw it, I realized that Trucy knew about the prank. It does bear her signature, I'll give you that. So the defendant had prior knowledge of the prank. It would appear so, yes. When she learned about the plan to trick her, she decided to use it to her own advantage. So she thrust the steel sword into the coffin where the victim stood chuckling to himself. Is that not what happened, Miss Wright? Of course not! And I didn't write or sign that note. But the handwriting matches yours. All the evidence and testimony points to you being the culprit. But I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Then explain the existence of this note. You can do that, can you not? Obviously she can't. Calm the hell down. I can't explain it. I didn't write it, so I don't understand. I didn't kill Mr. Rios. You have to believe me. The silence is deafening. Continue struggling against the threads of your own karma if you wish, accused. Okay. Even as you are inescapably caught in the web of fate you've spun for yourself. Totally lost my stylus. I don't know where it went. There's nothing worse than taking it out and not putting it back. What a beast that I am. Miss Wright? It is time to resign yourself to your fate. No, I didn't do it. I knew it. That sweet-looking girl a murderer? She took all of us in with that act of hers. I told you, I knew she was a homicidal little witch from the start. But I didn't do it. I really didn't. Why doesn't anybody believe me? Shut up, you killer! That's so mean. What kind of piece of shit says that? Where's the, the gavel? Silence or contempt in the court, blah, blah, blah. You know. Oh, it hurts my ears. Your Honor, I suggest we put an end to this tragedy now. Give your official ruling and let us offer the victim's soul the last rites it deserves. Very well. I suppose I have no other choice. This court hereby finds the defendant, Trucy Ra. Trucy Re. The defense has an objection. Even now you would. Oh yes. Even now he do. I won't give up, and I refuse to let either of them down. Mr. Wright, who's counting on me. And Trucy, who's put all of her faith in me. Mr. Justice, the fact that you have raised an objection means that you have evidence with which to refute the prosecution's claims, correct? Duh! Do we really have anything, Apollo? Actually, we do. There's one piece of evidence we could present here. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may proceed. As we saw in the show footage, there's no question that the defendant thrust a sword into the coffin. The defense doesn't dispute this point. But let us not forget that this was a magic show filled with tricks and illusions. We can't take everything we see at face value. So you're saying some sleight of hand was somehow involved? Yes. The defense contends that the sword the defendant used was not the cause of death. Now, what was it Trucy told me she did just before she thrust a sword into the coffin? Very well. Let us see your evidence then, Mr. Justice. But remember, you interrupted my verdict to make this claim. You will be severely penalized if I find you're bluffing. Okay. This shows that it's possible that the sword Miss Wright used was not the cause of death. What shows that? What? Contract. Statement. Oh wait, what was the statement? No. Clipboard. I mean, it's gotta be the sword stand, right? It's gotta be. Take that. What's this? A sword from the show? That's right, Your Honor. This rubber sword was in the sword stand understage. During the trick, Miss Wright was supposed to swap the real sword for a rubber sword. And she told us on record that she remembers very clearly that she did. I see. So the sword the defendant thrust into the coffin was a rubber sword, was it? But then why was a steel sword found lying on the stage? Somebody must have put the steel sword there by swapping it with the rubber one. Just after the incident occurred, the dragon set piece fell and the theater was evacuated. The real culprit must have used the resulting chaos to swap the rubber sword for the steel one. Objection. Do you not know when to give up, Stinkbug? That is not possible! Blood was found in the coffin hole that the sword was thrust into. It must have been left there when he accused withdrew the sword. This is incontrovertible proof that the sword she used was the steel one. Objection! But that blood could be the result of someone tampering with the crime scene after the fact. After the set piece fell and the audience was cleared out of the theater, there was plenty of time for somebody to plant that blood there. Objection. If the sword the accused used was a rubber one, then when exactly do you propose the victim was killed? Given that Mr. Rias was alive when he entered that coffin. Objection. Finding the answer to that question is precisely why we need to continue this trial. Let me express my opinion. By all accounts, it is certainly reasonable to suspect the defendant based on the evidence. But as to the question of whether the sword the defendant used was rubber or steel, I believe further discussion is warranted. I suggest we hear from the defendant herself on this issue. Very well, Your Honor. Yes, yes. Too close for comfort, but still. Traces of blood in one of the coffin holes. Let's adjourn for a brief 15-minute recess. I advise the prosecution and the defense to use this time to prepare. Woo, that was hairy. Tell me about it. We barely made it through by the skin of my teeth. What is this song? I can't say I'm crazy about that prosecutor Assad Mahdi either. You know, with the way he says let it go and move on, as if it's nothing. Whoa boy, am I interrupting a secret conclave of villains or something? Got your next evil scheme in the works already. What do you want? Keep making that face, champ, and everybody's gonna change the channel. Look this way, Trucy, now smile for the camera. Let's see those pearly whites. Isn't that what the Gramarye Creed tells you to do? How does it feel, Trucy? Everybody online can't stop talking about you. They're calling you a real witch out there. Could this be the end of Troop Gramarye? Go away, you creep. What's this? Something just charged into frame. Looks like a yellow gorilla or something. Could it be Trucy's pet? Filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Do you want me to get the bailiff? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me. What happened to the camera? What are you, a magician? Yeah, I mean, you can't see my face, but had I had a face cam, it would be me with a stupid open mouth expression the entire time. Because I'm right. Again! It just disappeared right before our very eyes, like a magic trick! I'll be enjoying the rest of the Trucy show from the gallery. I put out a call for Trucy's fans to come and support her earlier, by the way. Bet I'll get some great footage out of them. This is gonna be good. Hang loose, baby. He called in some of Trucy's fans, but for what purpose? Apollo? And that thing Mr. Rettins just did. That was some high-level sleight of hand. Golly, he must have been some sort of great magician 2 decades ago. I don't know, but he definitely has some serious magic skills. No way. But I thought he said magicians were all a bunch of good-for-nothings. Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Lawyer. Hello, Bonnie. Can I help you with something? Well, there's something that's been bothering me. What is it? Well, you see... Hey, dummy! What are you whispering to Lobster Boy about? Who the heck do you think you are? Are you crazy? You want a piece of this? You know you have to talk to me first before you do or say anything, you hairbrain. Get it? Hairbrain? 'Cause rabbits! Shut your mouth, you dumb buddy. Come with me. Meow. Wonder what was bothering her. There's no way we're finding that out with Betty constantly hovering over her like that. Court is about to reconvene. Will you be alright testifying? Yes, it's just... I wonder what Mr. Rettins has up his sleeve. I doubt he's bringing in actual fans. Yeah, probably not. Wonder what he has up his sleeve too. He better not be trying to get under Trucy's skin right now, of all times. You're Trucy right, and you'll be fine. There goes Apollo with his best trick. That's right, whenever I'm feeling down, I always tell myself I'm fine. Quite the trick. I'll give it a try. Oh no, no. Thanks, Polly, for that crap. I think I can do this now. That girl, good luck up there on the stand. You'll do great. I'll be fine. I can do this. Alright, Justice, you can do this too. Time to focus on the rest of the trial. Like, the cheesiness level of that is like the laugh in Final Fantasy X, where they're laughing. It's those two equally just cringe for me. Yelling "I'm fine" and Final Fantasy X laughter. Court is now back in session. Defendant, please step up to the witness stand. Phoenix Wright, magician. Here comes the liar, the deceitful witch. Throw her in jail. Yeah, kill her. Woo! The gallery will be quiet, or I will have you all thrown out on the spot. Shut up. No, you won't. What's with all the hecklers? They're the fans, the Trucy fans. Exactly. I bet they're the fans Mr. Retton's invited. What a grade A jerk. He's not going to psych us out. Now then, Miss Wright. This court would like to know if you switched from the steel sword to the rubber on stage. So please testify about this issue. She's gonna try and trick us again with her magic! Convict her already! Give her the death penalty! Silence! I won't tell you again. Well, he probably will. Miss Wright, do you feel able to testify? Yes, I'm fine, Your Honor. Trucy, I knew I shouldn't have let her go through with this. Then you probably should have done something. I'd like to make a small request. How about instead of testifying with words, I testify with song and dance? I show you exactly what happened. Would that be alright, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourself. In spite of everything, she's still smiling. Yeah, finally she is. She hasn't been smiling the whole time. Our Trucy's amazing, isn't she? She sure is. She's doing just fine up there. They're just ruining the word fine for me by excessive repetition. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. She's faithfully following the troop Gramarye creed even now. She really is something else. It's showtime for magical girl Phoenix Wright. Watch carefully now, everybody. Cutscene, please. This is gonna be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on the sword. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp this blade truly is. Dude, moving testimony, this is crazy! See that? No tricks or gimmicks, a very sharp sword indeed. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and... Presto Sordo! Well, that's just bad. I've switched it. And now... As you can see, the blade is not steel, but rubber. What amazing technology for them to be able to do this. Bravo, Miss Wright. Brava. Brava. She switched them in a flash. I couldn't see her do it at all. She's completely turned the room around. The hecklers are being drowned out by all the cheering. Where did the steel sword vanish off to, Miss Wright? Oh, into another body. In order to deepen our understanding of the case, please tell us if you would. I'm not asking out of mere curiosity, just so you know. I usually hide the steel sword backstage when I switch them during the show. So when you thrust the rubber sword into the coffin, the steel sword wasn't even on stage, but behind the curtain? Exactly. So you see, there is a trick and a gimmick to it after all. And as for where the steel sword went when I performed the trick just now, it's a secret! Wouldn't want to spoil the magic for you now, would I? Throw her in jail! Witch! Still. Miss Wright? That part where you spun around, that's an actual part of the sword-switching trick you do for the show, right? Right. The other parts, like the apple, were just to help with my explanation here in court. That's funny. I think I found an inconsistency in her testimony. And it looks like I'm not the only one. I don't know what it's doing there, but now that I've found it, I have to get to the bottom of it. Now then, Mr. Justice, you may go ahead and question the witness. But try not to ask dumb questions and spoil this wondrous magic. I thought this was supposed to be my cross-examination. Maybe when you're the judge of your own courtroom. Focus your attention on the sword. Please be careful, Miss Wright. Don't worry, I've practiced this trick 1,000 times. That's right, Apollo. You have to give Trucy some credit. She knows what she's doing. I know, but it still makes me nervous every time. But that's what magic's all about. A truly great magician can make her audience experience all kinds of thrills and chills. Guess you're right. I'd better try not to interrupt her too much while she's doing the trick. I don't want to distract her or break her concentration. 64. And now, ladies and gentlemen, back to the exciting world of magic. Wow, if you press even the most mundane statements, you end up with like 16 lines to read. Just how sharp this blade truly is. Miss Wright, please don't swing that big dangerous thing around. Somebody could get hurt. Apollo, please don't shout when I'm swinging said blade around. Somebody could get hurt. Yeah, sorry about that. Couldn't help myself. You should know better than to talk to me when I'm on stage. Mr. Justice, I'll see you in my chambers after court is adjourned. I don't suppose somebody could make me disappear before that happens. Let's just watch quietly, shall we, Apollo? And now, back to the show. No tricks or gimmicks, a very sharp sword indeed. So it's definitely a real sword, right? Now, Apollo. Okay, this is... alright. I'll keep pressing, even though it's just this. I know you're excited, but you have to control yourself. Mr. Justice, if you needlessly interrupt this wonderful magic show again, I will be forced to bring my very real gavel down on your head, killing you in the process. Yes, the judge seems to be completely taken in by Trucy's magic. It's like she's cast a magic spell over him. Alright. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry, the game is telling me on multiple occasions to just shut my mouth, which is very weird. Spin!
Hold it!
So you switched the swords when you spun around just now. That's right. It's the same way I do the trick in the actual magic show, too. But I'm also doing a lot of extra things that I don't do during the show right now, though. The key point is the sword switching. If only we could prove she did it during the actual show, too. Right. Prove that she switched them during the show. If only we have some sort of tape or DVD? It's nothing. Uh-oh, this is quite the pickle. How should I go about handling this? Nope, you will not continue with the trick. So you've all just witnessed me changing the swords. Hold on. Oh, no, go back. Now, let's see here. Where is that DVD? Whee! This must be it. Let's watch it, shall we? Why is there no audio? Did I ask that question before? Yes, yes. Then Trucy's there. And then... Stab! Oh dear. Looks like you're going to jail.
Objection!
Miss Wright, there's something I'd like to confirm with you. What is it, Apollo? There seems to be a discrepancy between the way you performed the trick for us just now and the way it appears in the show footage. But that can't be. I performed it exactly the same way both times. Oh dear, looks like I'm right again about the tape being from a different recording session or something. I have the show footage right here, and the part where you twirl your cape around is missing from it. But I did it! So, it really is the exact moment you switch the swords? That's right. I knew it. Well, I certainly never expected the defense to expose the accused's lie for me. Mr. Justice, does this mean that you are arguing that the defendant did not swap the swords during the actual magic show? No, Your Honor. That wasn't my intention. I did swap them. I know I did. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Objection!
Human memory is unreliable at best, but in this case, I am afraid that it is the witness herself who cannot be trusted. We can see the footage for ourselves. The claims of this witness are false. But now that it has been proven that the accused did not swap swords, it means that the use of the steel sword to pierce the coffin was wholly intentional. And by the way, was it not you, Mr. Justice, who argued that Mr. Rios' death was not an accident but murder? I assume you have no objections to that still. It was, after all, your own assertion. The defense has an objection. To you, Mr. Apollo, Justice. I demand you withdraw the discrepancy you pointed out. But there is a discrepancy, and it must mean something, I'm sure of it. Would the defense team kindly save their spat until after court is adjourned? After all this debate, it seems we've come back around to the original argument. The defendant knew about the prank plan that would place the victim inside the coffin. What's more, the defendant did not perform the sword-switching trick on stage. Through her actions, I'm afraid I have come to see the true intentions of the accused. Her murderous intentions. It's such a shame. But I did switch the swords. You're knee-deep in it now, Justice. In shit. You are knee-deep in shit. All soaking through the pants. God, trudge through it like Shawshank Redemption. Excuse me. You are... which one again? Benny? No, that's not right. Bonnie? It's Bonnie. You're mixing the two names together, idiot. Ho 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 ho, pardon me. I am infinity years old. Do you have something you wish to say, Bonnie? Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to testify. About what? The more I think about it, the less possible it seems. I don't believe Trucy killed Mr. Rios. Bonnie? What's the big idea? Such an incredibly gifted and talented magician would never commit murder. I refuse to believe it. What are you talking about, you harebrained hare? You keep your trap shut. I got a bag of baby carrots for you, so chew on those and pipe down. No, I won't be quick. What's the matter with you? Didn't you hear me? Sounds painful. Trucy said something to me once. She said, no matter how scared you get, no matter how mean people are to you, you can't give in or give up. That's what being a professional magician's all about. Isn't that right, Trucy? That's right, Bonnie. I have always been afraid to stand up to Betty, afraid to defy her, so I did what she said. But when I saw Trucy today, she gave me strength. Convict, death penalty. Evil laughter. I'd like to make a small request. How about instead of testifying with words, I show you exactly what happened? Would that be alright? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourselves. Seeing her courage, the way she kept smiling despite everything, she's just incredible. So I'm not gonna run away. I'm scared, but for once, I'm gonna be brave. What have you done to my sister, Trucy Wright? You practically brainwashed her. It's the power of Trucy's conviction, that's what it is. It's touched Bonnie's heart. Trucy really is one magical girl. Bonnie, is the topic of your testimony related to that thing that was bothering you? The thing you tried to tell us about in the lobby during the recess? Ever since I saw the show footage, something's been nagging at me. But it's almost been 40 minutes, it's already been 37 minutes, so I'm gonna end this video here. So stay tuned tomorrow for the next episode, when we'll figure out what it is she's talking about. So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.